Hello and welcome to another edition of Interview with DJ Nocturna. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to make a comment if you like the interview and the video. This show will air on Saturday, October 9th, 2021. My guest is the new transatlantic downtempo electronic duo called Voidant. They comprise of David Wolfenden of Red Lorry Yellow Lorry and amazing vocalist Carolyn Blind of Sunshine Blind. Thank you both for joining me. Such a pleasure.
Thank you for the invitation. It's very kind of you.
And I'm really, I'm still can't get over that I'm actually talking to somebody who owns a church. That's always, believe it or not, it's always been my dream to own a church.
Me too.
No, one of your videos had a church, right? But that's not the same church, right?
No, that was just stock footage.
Oh, okay. Because I know people that have owned churches in Europe and all that kind of stuff, but I'm thinking, how do I own a church in Hawaii?
No.
I mean, I don't nobody sells churches. I would have to make my own, I figured. But yeah. But thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna play a little bit of the Vortex. This is one of your songs. So I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, great song. So I know you guys are collaborating in this album. How did you guys, for those people who may not know, how did you guys meet up and how did you guys form this collaboration? Because this
over to Caroline, I think.
Mutual friends, really, and just kind of Facebook. I was working on music with Rich from the Wake here in America, and we did a cover. I pestered him because I wanted to do a cover of Red Lorry Yellow Lorry song, and we did the cover of the song and in our own style. Right? What was it?
Was that Heaven?
It was Heaven.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was done, and then he was like, okay, that sounds good. I was like, that sounds good. And then the next morning he said, oh, and I played it to the guitarist for Red Lorry Yellow Lorry. And I was like, why did you do that? Because I haven't had very good experiences with meeting my idols in the past. So, but no, it was fine. And Wolfie seemed to like it. You like it, right? Wolfie?
Me? Yeah, of course I did. Why wouldn't I like it? We're all kind of, the thing is we're all cut from the same cloth. And if someone is not cut from that cloth, then I would say they're the wrong people to work with. So just determine the cut of the cloth and you'll be fine. And your cloth seemed to be cut and tailored perfectly. So yeah.
We asked him to play on it, and he did. He played on my version of his own song. It was pretty crazy.
So Voidant is not only the name of the project that you're both in, but also the self-titled debut album, which was released just a few weeks ago.
Correct.
The 7th, right, of September.
Yeah.
So what does that word mean for those who avoid it?
Can I do this one?
Of course,
we kind of needed something that would kind of be, I guess, an umbrella sort of term that might reflect aspects of our life which have not been that successful, and try and emerge from it to try and make sense of things that are out of your control. And if they are out of your control, the only things you can control is your own life. I think we both have an interest in psychology, and Caroline, the lyrics are her own, and they kind of reflected my own experience of having a partner that didn't function properly. And and I'm being polite, and
you should be.
I am being polite. That's the politest description. And so really you need to avoid people like that because they will fuck your life up if you let them. And that's not being polite. Fuck them is what I think.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I went over to visit Wolfie in 2019, and I stayed at his house, and we talked about these things for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're on the same wavelength there.
because I know you both share an interest in psychology. I know, Caroline, you have a degree in expressive arts therapy.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us what that is?
Expressive arts therapy is like you've probably heard of like drama therapy or music therapy, something like that. And it's actually, we studied all of them. We studied poetry, drama, music, and art therapy all at the same time as a way to, you know, draw out what people were thinking, because obviously people have a hard time saying what they're thinking sometimes. And a really easy way to get them to express themselves is by hooking them in through music or art or poetry or drama. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's really, I mean, we do it every day. We're like, you know, hey, what is this song? What do you think about this song? Or, you know, every time you say that, that's it. You're opening a door, right? So.
Yeah, I think the creative arts therapy is, my understanding of it is that it lets one get in touch with their real self rather than creating a kind of mask or some kind of dysfunctional facade or front that might get them through life, but in a more intimate setting doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. And I know you have a background, David Wolfie, on social work.
Well, I do work with prisoners, yeah. You know, and you know, I think sadly most people that are in prison, you know, I think there are very, very few evil people in the world. I think, like most things, it goes back to having a fucked up childhood, you know, and the rest of your life trying to make sense of that and trying to cope with life beyond your childhood. And these patterns sadly become ingrained and are very, very difficult. And they should be left on their own.
Yeah, that's really, you know, I had a guest last week whose music was about, you know, narcissistic partners.
Yeah,
So,
well, there are elements of that. It's not a good word.
Yeah.
And I think it's a much maligned word. It's a spectrum. You know, it's a spectrum of trying to cope in a dysfunctional way. And sadly, this touches people that inevitably come close to these people and they won't let you. And so the conclusion that you come away with is that this person is a void. There's really not much there other than a front. And once you get past that, then unless they can deal with their own shit and their own issues, then there is a void.
Yeah, I like your press release, how you released that statement about what the album is dysfunctional relationships are about.
Yeah.
And I read that and I'm like, wow, that's really amazing. I'm sure many people can relate.
Well, I think Caroline and I were both on the same page, you know, and it seemed like suitable kind of subject matter, but you know, you should ask Caroline about the words, but you know, I completely get where she's coming from. You know, it resonated with me loud and clear. And a lot of the music, I think, is kind of fractured, but you know, it is, you know, the relationships are fractured, and trying to cope with cognitive dissonance, you know, so the music is dissonant in places.
The lyrics, Caroline, you wrote the lyrics?
Yeah, I wrote all the lyrics.
Oh, the lyric. Yeah. Wow. And I know you also did the video. I know you've been doing your own videos, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I know Loba had
a couple videos my friend Tintin has done, but I usually do them. I find them pretty fun to do.
So who are the players in this album? Who were the members of the who played the rest of the instruments?
Well, we just kind of called friends in, or kind of like-minded people. Ed from Blackchapel played on one song. I have a friend who's a programmer. He also did some programming, called Brian Senior. Ding, who's a friend of mine and plays in the Lorries in 1919, did programming and bass. And I have a friend called David Gregory who played piano on one track. So it was a kind of, I don't know, a kind of collage of things that came together. You just call on your friends, really.
Yeah. Then so La Loba, which is one of the videos, Caroline, that you made yourself, right? Tell us about that particular song.
It was based on a legend from the Pueblo people about a wolf woman who they believe they have this legend of a wolf woman who collects bones, and she when she has a complete skeleton, she'll put it together and like raise her arms and do a spell, and they will reassemble and become a wolf and run away. And it's usually like the wild woman myth. So it's something I've tried to write it before in a different song, but it wasn't really happening. And then I was having like a really bad week. And then I realized that I was trying to write it from the angle of the wolf La Loba, when in fact I was feeling more like the bones. So I just switched it around, and it was like, come and find my bones and put me back together, because it was a tough week. So that's how it came together for me.
Oh, yeah, the music of that particular song is so mysterious.
Very spooky.
Yeah, no, I like it. Yeah. And I'm sure many people, if they listen to the track, I think, did I play that last week? I think I just played that song on my show. I think last Saturday. Now both of you have your own I know Wolfie, you're with Red Lorry Yellow Lorry, right? And I know, aren't you guys coming out with a live album? You guys
yeah, it's coming out in about a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be exciting.
I think over the years you end up with lots and lots of shit bootlegs, and you kind of kid yourself that they're good. And fortunately, the stars aligned, and a kind of prudent sound engineer had the good sense to use. I mean, it's totally live to 2-track, but he used ambient mics as well. And everyone said you should release this. It's a great album, and the band were kind of dying, but it was a tour of Germany, and luckily we didn't fuck up too much that night. And it's I'm kind of proud of it. Yeah, it's a fitting full stop, to that chapter of the band. It was. It was over, but we still had this tour, and we thought, well, fuck it, we'll just do it, and it turned out well, so it deserves to be released, it's.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're always waiting for the next thing that's gonna come out, especially when such a legendary band,
I mean, it's very basic. It's just 2 guitars, a bass and drums. There's really no technology, it's really bare bones. But it's good hearing the songs in that form, they stick together,
Mm-hmm. And I know, Caroline, you're with of course your own band, which is Sunshine Blind, right? You released what is it 3 or 4 albums?
There's 3 albums and a best of.
Oh, okay, yeah. And you started that band in the 90s.
Yeah, 91.
And then are you still working with it? Are you still on that, trying to make another album with that band, or you kind of like put that aside for now?
No, I was just like pulling teeth to try and get them to do anything for ages, and finally I just had to give up and go find other people. I tried and tried and tried. We did a reunion shows as recently as like 2015.
Yeah. Because I know you also have your own solo.
Immediately after that, I was just like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
There's more music I want to do, and so I started the solo career then.
Yeah, and then you have your own solo album called The Spell Between,
Which I had a lot of.
Yeah, they're all the cover songs, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, I really liked Bill Withers' "Ain't No Sunshine."
Right.
Yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was a play on the Sunshine Blind name.
yeah, I think it's great, beautiful song. Yeah, I like your version of it as well.
Yeah, it came out really well.
I thought what was nice, Caroline, is you actually got a reply from Michael Gira from the Swans. You told me.
I did, and it's pretty amazing because
Oh yeah,
That's really, really good. That is really good.
I did that cover of "Goddamn the Sun," which I do live. So it's easy to do just on a guitar, so I do it. And I sent it to him, even though I know he hates that song. He's disowned that album. He doesn't like doing that song anymore. And I just sent him a message and said, "I'm sorry. Here's another cover of your song." And he just wrote back, "Thanks. Thanks. It's great. Good luck." Just a quick answer. But I was like, well, I've heard from everybody. I've covered the song. I think I have two songs.
It's really strange that, I think you know more about the Swans than I do, and I do have a problem with a lot of the material, but that I think is an incredibly beautiful album.
And that album and in your album Blow was, two of the albums I listened to when I was first making my bands. And so when I first started my solo career, I just went straight back from there because that was my influences. So.
And I know that both of you were also involved with the Wake's latest album.
Right.
I know. In fact, I talked with Troy Payne, and we were talking a little bit about everything, the song "Everything," which I think you were in, Wolfie, right?
That's right. Yeah. It was very, very nice to be asked. They're like-minded souls. We kind of, all of us, hopefully, are like-minded souls. We're kind of like a motorcycle gang, and Caroline has a motorcycle.
As a couple.
Oh yeah.
So we are kind of, I've always kind of thought of it like sort of brotherhood and like a motorcycle gang, and there is a sort of code, and that means treating people properly, treating people with respect, treating the music with respect, and hopefully in a sympathetic style, and let's see what we can achieve together.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a big shout out here to Michelle at UTM Music Group.
Michelle.
Yeah, he's a fine man.
He's a peach.
I know he's all the way in New Zealand, right? How do you guys all connect like that? You guys are all over the world. I mean, even I am really far away from you guys. I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle of the Pacific, and you guys are like all over. You're in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, I am.
And then you're in which part of the UK?
I'm from Leeds.
Oh, okay. See, I mean, we're really holding time right now.
Yeah. I mean, the internet has fucked up a lot of things, but it's a kind of given good things. Without it, this would have been impossible.
Oh yeah. I would not be doing this. I just started this YouTube channel. I've been doing my podcast and my radio show, but my YouTube channel is a little different. I started it because I'm stuck. I'm stuck right here, and then Zoom just became so popular all of a sudden. So I mean, if you make some investments in Zoom, you would have made a lot of money by now, I guess. Everybody's using Zoom.
Yeah. It was really a continuation for me because my entire album was done with people who are no closer than 400 miles from me. And that's how far I had to go to find musicians to play on my album. So it just kept getting further. It was like LA, and then it was Ohio for the Wake, and then it was Leeds, and then it was New Zealand. So it was just a continuation.
So have you found some local musicians to play with, Caroline? Then
I'm going to put up a wanted ad soon.
Well, I really hope you guys continue to make more albums, even after this first debut album goes out, and maybe tour, maybe eventually.
Well, yeah, we're going to carry on making a racket until we die, because that's what we do,
I can see the connection, the really good, beautiful connection you guys have.
Yeah, why not? This is what we do.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really good to have a concert in your church. I think that'd be a really.
It
Why are
would
you
be great.
talking?
It
Why are
would
you
be great.
talking? See that?
It would be great to do a gig. You
It
know,
would.
it would be really, really great to do a gig. You know,
I just gotta
When
get the
not-
play, and then we'll be set.
yeah, when or where or how, you know, I don't know, but you know, I'd certainly not discount it. You know, maybe someone would be silly enough to offer us a gig one day. I don't know.
You know, one of my dreams. I think you're living in Caroline. I've always wanted a church. I wanted some motorcycles,
You
but
can-
I never
well,
did
it's
it.
like you're in Hawaii. You can have scooters or motorcycles or whatever you want.
Well, I have an electric bike that looks like a motorcycle,
There you go.
but I couldn't get a motorcycle because my mother will have a you know she'll have a fit. That's why I never did it. But,
So just put some air hangers on your bike, and then you can be like Jack Nicholson. You know.
Yeah, Easy Rider.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter Fonda.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to reach out to you guys for your music, how do we do that?
Caroline, you're much better at things like this, so.
Oh, we don't want to talk about it. No, just kidding. You could reach us through Michelle or through Facebook.
Okay, and then you have a Bandcamp page as well, right? Voidant.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to purchase your music, they go through Bandcamp.
Yep.
So
that's
Voidant is it Void? Let me see. What is it? Voidant Music? Voidant Music maybe? Bandcamp.
Voidant Music, yeah, on Bandcamp.
And then you
Voidant
also have your Bandcamp page, right, Caroline?
Yeah.
Yeah. Caroline Blind, Sunshine Blind, Wolfie.
I mean, hopefully by Christmas, you know, there'll be a hard copy and a CD and Spotify and Apple and all this other stuff that. So hopefully by Christmas it'll be slightly more substantial.
Are you guys planning on doing any kind of vinyl on that?
Everybody
Can
loves
you-
the love. No. Too expensive and
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Not
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe in the future.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's such a pleasure to have you guys. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing this interview and playing some other music, all your side projects as well, your solo albums and some of your solo music and a little bit of Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry.
Thank you. It's very kind of you to give us this opportunity.
Yeah, maybe we could do it again, you know, another time when you guys make another one or, you know, if you have something going on. Anything else you want to say about any projects that's coming up? I know you have a live album and
Just project.
Just keep on making a racket and hope people like it.
and then
Yeah.
Carolyn will keep us posted when is the next concert in her church. And
I'm on Twitch.
I think Caroline should do a concert from her church. I do think she should do that. Yeah.
it must be big. It's high ceiling, I can see.
It'd be great. She should call her friends in and do a set, and that's what I think.
I will. I just need a PA system and that.
Have you been to her church?
No, I don't go to church. No.
Good answer.
Church of rock and roll. Come on.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the interview. And good luck and your congratulations on the album.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your radio station.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Okay, I'm just gonna if you just hold on one moment, I'm just gonna stop the recording.
Mm-hmm.